It's that familiar feeling at the end of the day, isn't it? You kick off your shoes, and there they are. Those deep, stubborn lines etched into your ankles from your socks. Your legs feel heavy, like they're carrying an extra weight that wasn't there this morning. Maybe your rings feel a little too snug on your fingers, a subtle reminder of the puffiness that seems to creep in as the hours pass. It's so easy to dismiss this as just another part of getting older, a sign of bad circulation, or the price of that salty meal you had last night. We're often told this is simply our new normal. But I want you to consider something for a moment. What if this daily discomfort isn't an inevitable sentence of aging, but rather a signal from your body that we've been misinterpreting all along? What if there's a much simpler explanation? So you try to do the right thing. You listen to the advice that's everywhere. Drink more water to flush out your system. You keep a water bottle by your side all day, diligently hydrating, believing that you're helping your body get rid of that excess fluid. Yet, you're faced with a frustrating paradox. The more water you drink, the more waterlogged you feel. Instead of feeling lighter and cleansed, you feel more swollen and sluggish. It feels like your body is holding on to every single drop, working against your best efforts. This contradiction can be incredibly disheartening, making you feel like you're failing at a simple task. But what if I told you that this experience isn't a failure at all? It's actually a vital clue, pointing directly to a hidden mechanism that most of us are completely unaware of, especially after 50. Over my years of focusing on healthy aging and how the body changes, I've seen this exact pattern time and time again. Countless people come to me feeling defeated by this persistent swelling, convinced they're doing something wrong or that their body is simply breaking down. Let me reassure you right now, this is not a personal failure. It's an incredibly common and understandable biological shift. As we mature, our bodies don't operate by the same set of rules they did in our 30s or 40s. The systems that once managed things like fluid balance automatically and efficiently now require a different kind of support. The problem isn't your effort. It's that the strategy you're using is based on an outdated playbook. You're trying to solve a new puzzle with old instructions, and it's time we updated them with better information. The real key to understanding this puffiness doesn't lie in the quantity of water you're drinking, but rather in the functional efficiency of your body's sophisticated, built-in filtration system. Think of it this way. There is a master regulator in your body responsible for deciding what fluid to keep and what to release. As we age, it's perfectly normal for this regulator to become a little less agile, a bit slower to respond to signals. This isn't a sign of a serious problem, but a subtle change in its processing speed. This slowdown is the hidden factor that changes everything. It explains why simply forcing more water into the system doesn't work. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on this exact mechanism. You'll finally understand why your body is struggling to find its balance, and, most importantly, the one common mistake that makes it worse. Our journey today is about clarity and empowerment. First, we'll explore exactly how this internal filtration system works, using a simple analogy that will make it all click into place. Then, I'll reveal the invisible error so many of us make, thinking we're helping when we might be adding to the burden. Finally, we'll discuss a simple, natural, and enjoyable daily adjustment you can make to support your body's ability to manage fluids intelligently. It's about working with your body, not against it. If this sounds like the clarity you've been looking for, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and give this video a like if that feeling of heavy legs resonates with you. And I'd love to read in the comments if those stubborn sock lines are a familiar sight in your home as well. To truly understand what's happening, we need to look beyond the surface symptom of swelling and appreciate the incredible intelligence of our own bodies. Deep within you is a master regulatory system, governed primarily by your kidneys, that works tirelessly, day and night, to maintain a perfect fluid balance. Think of it as your body's internal dam operator, constantly monitoring levels and deciding when to open the gates to release excess water and when to hold it back. As we journey through life, it's entirely normal for this operator's response time to change. It doesn't become less capable, but it can become less swift. It processes signals with a little more deliberation than it did decades ago. This subtle shift in operational speed is the first piece of the puzzle, and it explains why the old rules of hydration might not be serving you well anymore. A key part of this intricate system is a delicate dance between two essential minerals, sodium and potassium. They are partners in regulating how much water your cells hold on to. In an ideal scenario, they work in perfect harmony, signaling to your kidneys exactly how much fluid to retain for cellular health and how much to excrete as waste. However, as we age, and often due to dietary patterns we've had for years, this balance can become skewed. We tend to get too much sodium and not enough potassium. This imbalance sends confusing signals to our kidneys, almost like a garbled radio message. The kidneys, trying to decipher this static, can become hesitant to release water, holding on to it just in case, because the instructions aren't coming through clearly. This communication breakdown is often the very first step toward that feeling of being waterlogged. Now, let's zoom in on the kidneys themselves. It's best to imagine them not just as organs, but as a highly sophisticated twin-unit water filtration plant. Inside each one are about 1 million microscopic filtering units, called nephrons. These are the diligent workers on the factory floor. Their job is to constantly sift through your entire blood supply, pulling out waste products, balancing mineral levels, and, most importantly for our discussion, removing excess water. They are the unsung heroes of your internal ecosystem, making thousands of critical decisions every single minute to keep you healthy and in balance. When this plant is running at peak performance, you never even notice it's there. The flow is seamless and fluid is managed effortlessly, leaving you feeling light and energized without a second thought about your ankles. The challenge is that, just like any hardworking facility, the efficiency of this filtration plant can naturally moderate over time. After 50 or 60 years of round-the-clock operation, it's perfectly normal for these tiny nephron workers to become a bit slower at their task. They are still incredibly effective, but their processing speed for filtering out sodium and water from the bloodstream may decline slightly. This is not a sign of disease. It is a normal physiological change, a testament to a lifetime of dedicated service. However, this gentle slowdown means the system can get overwhelmed more easily. It can't handle the same volume of fluid at the same speed it once could, creating a backlog in the system that has to go somewhere. This is the central mechanism we need to understand. So, what happens when this filtration system can't keep up? When fluid is coming in faster than the kidneys can process it and move it out, your blood volume temporarily increases. Your circulatory system is a closed loop, and it can only hold so much. To relieve the pressure, your body has a clever release valve. The excess fluid, a watery substance called plasma, gently leaks out of your smallest blood vessels, the capillaries, and seeps into the surrounding tissues. It's a bit like an overwatered plant pot where water starts to seep out from the bottom. This process is what creates the puffiness and swelling you feel. It's not that you have too much water in your body overall, but rather that it has escaped its designated channels and is now pooling where it doesn't belong. This explains why the swelling is most noticeable in your legs, ankles, and feet. It's a simple matter of physics, gravity. Throughout the day, as you stand or sit, this escaped fluid is pulled downward, accumulating in the lowest points of your body. That's why your ankles might look fine in the morning, but are puffy by evening, leaving those deep, telltale lines from your socks. It's also why elevating your legs can bring temporary relief. You're simply using gravity to help the fluid drain back toward the center of your body, where the lymphatic system can have another chance to collect it. Understanding the role of gravity helps connect the internal mechanism of slow filtration directly to the physical experience you have at the end of a long day, making it all feel less mysterious. To make this crystal clear, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine your kidneys are like the drain in your kitchen sink. For years, it worked perfectly, and you could turn the faucet on full blast without a problem. But over time, the drain has become a little bit slow. It's not completely clogged, but it just can't handle a large volume of water as quickly as it used to. Now, if you see the water level rising, what's your first instinct? It's probably not to turn the faucet on even higher. Yet, that's exactly what we do when we force ourselves to drink gallons of plain water to flush out the system. We're pouring more water into a slow-draining sink, and inevitably, it overflows onto the counter. That overflow is the swelling in your ankles and hands. This brings us to a crucial turning point in our understanding. The problem is not the water itself. Water is essential for life. The problem is that we are focusing on the wrong part of the equation. We've been so fixated on the input, the amount of water we drink, that we've completely ignored the efficiency of the processor. We've been trying to solve a drainage issue by increasing the flow, which only makes the overflow worse. This reveals an invisible but profound mistake many of us are making in our daily habits. A mistake that seems logical on the surface, but actually works against our body's natural wisdom. Now that you understand the why, the next step is to uncover this specific error, and more importantly, learn how to correct it. The hidden error, the one that keeps this frustrating cycle going, is incredibly subtle because it feels so right. The mistake is not in drinking water or watching your salt intake. Those are sensible habits. The true mistake is focusing entirely on the quantity of what goes in and out, while completely ignoring the quality of functional support for the system that does all the work. We've been treating our bodies like a simple plumbing system. Pour more water in to flush things out. But our bodies are not pipes. They are intelligent biological processors. The critical oversight is that we're asking our kidneys, the master processors, to handle a demanding job with less efficiency than they used to, without giving them any of the specific support they need to perform that job well. It's not about what you're doing wrong, but about the one crucial supportive element you're likely missing. This mindset of more water equals less swelling seems so logical, which is why we stick to it even when it doesn't work. We've been told for decades to flush the system, and it's an easy concept to grasp. But it's like trying to speed up a computer that has too many programs running by simply increasing the power supply. That isn't the solution. The real solution is to help the computer's processor manage its tasks more efficiently. We've been trying to solve a processor problem by focusing only on the inputs. Shifting our perspective from flushing to supporting is the key that unlocks everything. When we understand that the goal is to help our kidneys work smarter, not harder, we can finally move away from the frustrating paradox of drinking more and feeling puffier, and toward a strategy that actually aligns with our body's needs today. The most immediate consequence of this oversight is the daily physical discomfort that chips away at your quality of life. It begins with that familiar sensation of heaviness in your legs, as if you're dragging small weights around with every step. By the afternoon, you might find yourself struggling to put your shoes back on, the leather feeling tight and restrictive. Your favorite ring, which slipped on so easily in the morning, suddenly feels like a constricting band on your finger. This isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a constant physical reminder that something is out of balance. This persistent discomfort can overshadow your day, turning simple moments of rest into a frustrating awareness of your own body's struggle, making it difficult to feel truly at ease in your own skin. This physical discomfort quickly translates into a very real impact on your daily function and mobility. When your legs feel heavy and your ankles are swollen, the idea of taking a pleasant evening walk can feel more like a chore than a joy. You might find yourself unconsciously avoiding stairs, choosing the elevator instead, or turning down social invitations that involve being on your feet for too long. This gradual retreat from activity isn't a conscious choice, but a subconscious reaction to the body's signals of overload. Over time, this can create a cycle where less movement leads to more sluggishness, which in turn diminishes your motivation to be active. It slowly erodes that feeling of freedom and spontaneity, making you feel that your body, rather than being your partner in life, has become a limitation. As this cycle continues day after day, the consequences begin to accumulate beneath the surface. The constant presence of excess fluid in your tissues puts a low-grade, persistent pressure on your smallest blood vessels, the capillaries. Over the long term, this can cause them to become stretched and more permeable, potentially making the fluid leakage even more pronounced. Furthermore, the skin over the swollen areas, particularly around the shins and ankles, can become thinner, tighter, and more fragile over time. This makes it more susceptible to injury and slower to heal. While this isn't an immediate crisis, it represents a continuous, underlying strain on your entire circulatory system, a silent stress that your body must manage around the clock, diverting precious energy and resources that could be used for repair and rejuvenation elsewhere. And let's not forget the impact on the kidneys themselves. By failing to provide them with functional support, we are essentially asking them to run a marathon every day with inadequate training and resources. This continuous demand to filter a fluid volume they struggle to manage efficiently puts a significant burden on the nephrons, those tiny filtering units doing all the heavy lifting. While this is a normal part of aging, our modern lifestyle and dietary habits can accelerate the strain. We are asking an already moderating system to work in a state of constant overload. Supporting the kidneys isn't about treating a disease. It's about preserving the long-term health and functional capacity of one of your body's most vital organs, ensuring it can continue to serve you well for all the years to come. This internal imbalance also has a way of showing up on the outside, affecting how you see yourself in the mirror. Chronic fluid retention can contribute to a generally puffy appearance, particularly in the face, which can make you look tired and worn out, even after a full night's sleep. The defined, elegant lines of your ankles and lower legs may become obscured, replaced by a softer, less contoured look that can make you feel older than your years. This change in appearance can be disheartening, as it may not reflect the energy and vitality you feel on the inside. It's another way this single, hidden mistake can subtly diminish your confidence and sense of self, making you feel disconnected from the vibrant person you know yourself to be. Now, hearing all of these consequences laid out might feel a bit discouraging, but my intention is the exact opposite. I want you to see this as a moment of profound clarity and empowerment. For the first time, you can see that the swelling, the heaviness, and the frustration are not random symptoms of aging or a personal failure. They are the logical results of a specific, correctable oversight, a lack of direct, functional support for your body's filtration system. The problem is not that your body is broken. It's that it's been missing a key ingredient to help it do its job effectively. And because we have identified the real source of the problem, we can now turn our attention to the real solution. A simple, gentle, and intelligent adjustment that works in harmony with your body. The solution, then, is not about forcing your body with more water or depriving it with drastic salt restrictions. It is about something much gentler, more intelligent, and far more supportive. It's about introducing a simple, daily habit that works in harmony with your kidneys, helping them to perform their vital job more efficiently. Think back to our analogy of the slow kitchen drain. Instead of turning the faucet on full blast, we're going to introduce something that helps the drain clear itself and manage the flow gracefully. The adjustment I want to share with you is the regular, thoughtful consumption of hibiscus tea. This isn't a magic pill or a quick fix, but rather a consistent, natural way to provide your body's filtration system with the functional support it has been missing, allowing it to find its own balance once again. So, how exactly does this simple floral tea help? Hibiscus is known to have gentle diuretic properties. This means it naturally encourages your kidneys to release excess sodium and water from the body. But unlike harsh medications, it tends to do so without causing a major disruption to your body's delicate electrolyte balance, particularly that crucial partnership between sodium and potassium we discussed earlier. It's a gentle nudge, not a forceful shove. Furthermore, hibiscus is rich in powerful antioxidants, which are compounds that help protect your cells from stress and support their overall health. By providing this kind of support, you're not just helping to manage a symptom, you are nourishing the very system responsible for fluid balance, giving those hard-working nephrons the assistance they need to function at their best. Preparing this supportive beverage couldn't be simpler, and turning it into a pleasant daily ritual is part of the benefit. The best way to extract its valuable compounds is through a simple infusion. You'll want to start with dried hibiscus flowers, which you can find in most health food stores or online. Simply place a teaspoon or two into your favorite mug and pour hot water, ideally just off the boil, over the flowers. The most important step is to cover the mug while it steeps for about 5 to 10 minutes. This simple act of covering it traps the beneficial volatile compounds, ensuring they end up in your cup instead of evaporating into the air. It's a small detail that makes a significant difference, turning a simple cup of tea into a potent, functional, and enjoyable part of your day. To get the most benefit, consistency is far more important than quantity. I recommend incorporating 1 to 2 cups of hibiscus tea into your routine each day. This steady, gentle support is what allows your body to adapt and respond over time. The best time to enjoy it is typically between meals, such as in the mid-morning or as a relaxing afternoon break. Drinking it away from your main meals helps ensure that it doesn't interfere with your body's absorption of essential nutrients from your food. As a practical tip, it's also wise to avoid drinking it too close to bedtime, simply to prevent its gentle diuretic effect from interrupting your sleep. This thoughtful timing makes it an easy and seamless addition to your existing daily rhythm, without causing any inconvenience. It's important to approach this with realistic expectations and patience. Your body has been operating in a certain pattern for a while, and it needs time to adjust. You may begin to notice a subtle but meaningful difference after about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent daily use. This change might not be dramatic at first. It might show up as your legs feeling just a little bit lighter at the end of the day. Or perhaps you'll notice that your shoes don't feel quite as tight in the evening, or that those deep sock lines are a little less pronounced. These small signs are your body's way of telling you that it's responding to the support you're providing. This is the goal, a gradual, comfortable shift toward better balance, leading to greater ease of movement and a renewed sense of comfort in your own skin. Ultimately, the most powerful part of this entire process is the understanding you now have. You can see that the puffiness and heaviness you've been experiencing are not a personal failure or an inevitable sentence of aging. They are the logical result of a specific biological shift, a filtration system that is working just fine, but simply needs a different kind of support than it did before. This knowledge moves you out of a place of confusion and frustration and into a position of empowerment. You are no longer guessing or fighting against your body. Instead, you are becoming an intelligent partner in your own health, capable of listening to its signals and responding with gentle, effective care. This shift in perspective is, by itself, a profound step toward healthier, more vibrant aging. Please remember, your body has an incredible innate capacity for resilience and balance. It has not forgotten how to do its job. It is always ready to respond when you give it the right tools and support. Feeling better is not about a war against time, but about learning to adapt with wisdom and grace. Every small, positive adjustment you make, like enjoying a daily cup of supportive tea, is a powerful affirmation that you are in control of your well-being. It is never too late to help your body function better. Trust in its ability to heal and rebalance, and know that these simple, consistent acts of self-care can have a truly wonderful impact, allowing you to feel lighter, more energetic, and more at home in your body for all the years to come.